Hey my people, welcome back to the channel. I know you guys are surprised. I know you're surprised. Don't like you're not surprised, you know. If you don't know already, I'm Jeff. And you already know the beautiful lady from your city face. You know this is Miss.
I'm Carrie.
Sure. You know, I already know that name all over the internet. But welcome back to the channel, my people. It's been a while, but we're here to do a chart breakdown with you guys and an incredible trade that we took today. And we just decided that, listen, we're just gonna come and share it with you guys. This is one that we sent in the group, and it was like boom, like all the way to the moon, to the stars, outer space. You get me? So this is real trading, real timing, real profits being booked. And this is a great one to share with you guys. Hey, love?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna be walking you through the charts, walking you through our thought process, and we'll definitely drop the screenshot so that you can see all the craziness that goes on within our Telegram hub. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of our trading elite group, all you have to do is to click the link below in the description and register today. Slots are not guaranteed, so run, go get your slot and be a part of the All-Stars community because we're shedding profits in there like crazy. So if you want to be making money, this is where the money is at. So go get your slot secured as soon as you possibly can. Right?
Yeah, man, lucky in your spot, man. Lucky in your spot. Crazy money being made, crazy profits, real-time trading, no joke. Lucky in your spot now, people.
Yeah, with that said, let's get on the charts. All right, so we're on the charts and we're going to be breaking down this entire trade for you. Now, step number one, we're literally going to be on our 1 hour time frame, and this is where we get clear perspective as to what is price doing right now. Now, typically speaking, when we're trading gold, we ideally like to trade the opening bell of the sessions. So London, New York, as well as we do Asian as well. So with that said, we love to have these sessions on so that we can get clear perspective as to what is price doing for each session. Right, so when we came on the charts, we were looking at the fact that price has kind of tapped into a demand zone here. And if you don't understand demand zone, you can catch up on our demand zone video that will be tagged on here. But demand is ideally where you have aggressive buying pressure at a particular level. And to tap that demand, we like to highlight the candle before the bullish momentum from wick to wick, which I just did. So this is ideally your demand zone. And what we're realizing is that Tokyo came into this demand zone and it did what?
Rejected.
Yeah. So what is that rejection now kind of signaling?
The market ready to reverse.
That's it. So we're seeing quite a little bit of difference that's about to happen, and then on top of that, we're about to touch into what? The London session. We're about to get into the London session where the momentum is going to be, roaring at the opening bell of that London session. So ideally, we're looking at this zone as our point of interest for that entry point. And now that we've got this drafted, we can ideally go down to the 5-minute time frame, but we also want to highlight this is our resistance level. So we can use a little blue line to do that. Let's adjust it, right? And ideally this is around 37.
Look at me.
80. And we could potentially come all the way back up here for a buy to fill this entire week, right? Hope you're seeing it. Okay, right here, we could potentially come and fill all the liquidity here, sweep the liquidity before we continue down. Let's see how price kind of reacts here on the lower time frame, seeing that we have tapped into our point of interest. Let's see how it actually reacts, right? And ideally, when it comes on to trading, you just want to get a clear perspective as to what is price doing when you come on the charts. Where is price? Is price within a supply or a demand zone, right? Is it in a support or resistance area? What is price actually doing, right?
Yeah, and you want to make sure that there's volume in the market too when you come on the charts. You don't want to be in a market that's moving sideways and you can't really see a clear direction where the market is going. So that's really important. Sideways market will kind of have your psychology off, and you do know that's consolidation, right? But just wait for the market to show you where it's going. Don't get caught in the whole emotions and placing your bias on the market, and just trying to tell the market where to go. Again, remember, we don't move the market, we wait for the market to make the move, and we
That's
go
it.
with the move.
Always remember that bit. We don't chase trades. We literally set a trap at our point of interest. When price comes back to that area, then we react based on what price gives. Now, what we're seeing here is, expected. We've rejected the demand zone here, right? And we're literally pushing up. You can clearly see where your karma was kind of flat all along. Now we're being supported on the upside for price to go upwards. And ideally, as I've highlighted, we're expecting that price can come back into here, but we also have this area here at 33.84 that we can potentially get some rejection from earlier. But then ideally, we can also expect a move all the way back up to 33.94, right? But we'll keep it here, right? We'll keep it here. And ideally, what we're looking for, we've got it. We're rejecting off the karma. We're being supported by price. And of course, this is your little entry queue to get in the trade, right? We've already tapped our demand zone. We've rejected there. You could have even got in here, but because price was kind of playing a little bit of dolly-o, you wanted a clear indication to get in the trade. This engulfing candle here, and then the rejection into the karma, clear indication you could have gotten in right here. And we're gonna show you, where we got in on the trade, but ideally you just want to understand what it is that you're looking for. So let's say you've got a long position here, aiming to either get back ideally all the way up here, right? And you've got, let's say you're aiming for a 1 to 2, you've put your stop a little bit below there, giving your trade room to breathe. So you're risking 1% of your money to gain 2, right? Ideally, you would, be in this trade, but being in the trade, you're not just going to be sitting and waiting for a full TP all the way up here. You would probably have TP1, TP2, and then your final TP, which is your final exit out of the trade, right? So let's see how price plays in our favor on that setup. And ideally, this is just the opening bell of London session, anticipating that we're gonna go higher, right? And get some moves there. But we're also giving grace to the trade, because we know that price can push down before it actually push up in our favor.
All the time. Most times it will try to go against your favor before it goes in your favor. So this is why you have to really be patient. You have to really wait. Waiting seems hard at times, but in trading it pays to wait. No matter how long it takes, you just have to wait. When the confirmation comes, you will know. You will know. Not saying that sometimes you might not get tricked. Your emotions and your impulse might not get you going into the trade a bit early. But it happens to the best of us. But you get paid to wait in trading.
Yeah, you
Just
do.
remember that you
You
get
do.
paid to wait. So the longer you wait, the bigger the reward.
That is so true. Patience pays.
Patience pays.
It really does. So ideally you'll see that we've pushed up, but we always have these areas where we kind of have a little bit of resistance and then we finally break through. And you've got to understand the pair that you trade. Understand its ins and its out. Understand when it's awake, when it's sleeping.
Sleeping.
Because if it's sleeping, you don't want to be, in the markets then. You want to be there when it's awake to get the power move and grab your profits and get out of there, ideally. So TP1 would have been smashed, TP2, and literally you would be on your way to TP3. Right? And always remember this, nothing is guaranteed to you in trading. So when the market gives, you take. And if it is that you have a trade set up like this and the market has taken you this far, make sure you are now in a trade that is ideally risk-free. You cannot be 3/4 of the way into profits and holding, and you're seeing this amount of rejection now coming in. Secure your profits and get out of there, right? Because the market does move in waves, whether we like it or not. We get nice impulsive moves and then we get those lovely corrections, right? And just understand that that's ideally what it really is. Okay, so with that said, that's one literal move that you could have gotten throughout the day. Now ideally you would see where we pushed up earlier, price came back into the same zone. Same zone. So we're on repeat. And you have to look at the repeated action. Look at this. Right here, where we were consolidating and we pushed up. This is where we entered our trade. Price came back ideally at the same area, giving you a second entry in the trade just before the start of the New York session. So you're seeing this wick rejection right at this strong zone here. All you're looking for is now your candlesticks. What story is it telling you? You're looking now, you're seeing the rejections here, you're seeing the karma, and you got these, power of 3 candles pull back into the karma here. Take your trade and hold. Take your trade and hold.
And the karma is supporting it lovely too.
Supporting it nicely here. So rejection here, take your trade. Let's say you enter right here on a long position, right? You put your stop there and you're aiming to get into that level, lovely 1 to 2. Again, you'd have basically been up in profits just the same way, right? And it's the same play. Look at the repeated actions, right? Price came directly back here and rejected. So ideally, you just want to be able to look for these moves in the market, grab them, and go all in on shaking the profits out of them as much as you can, literally. Okay, this is just a lovely play, and you can see we're that close to smashing the full TP on that one, right? So ideally, price is going to tell you what it's doing. Pay attention to the story that price is actually giving. It screams everything every day, but you have to be listening to be able to hear it. Yeah?
Yeah, that's true. Just pay attention to price action and always look for a support or resistance level and be patient with your setup. Trust it. Trust the
So pay
process.
attention to price action. It tells you everything, right? Just pay attention to the story that the candles are literally giving you. And you'd be able to see at least 1 to 2 setups per day. Don't overtrade. Don't do more than 1 to 2 max for the day. Take your profits. Get out of the market because overtrading kills your account. All right?
That's so true. Have a target set for the day, and once that target is hit, just get off, go find something else to do. Remember, you're doing this so that you can have more time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sitting around the charts all day making profits, giving it back to the market, because come on, the market is always giving it up. You can get it, but don't give it back. So have a target for the day, be disciplined, And one of the key thing I'm leaving with you guys is to really be patient when it comes on to your entry. A lot of times we kind of get a bit of impatient sitting there waiting for the trade to start going to our favor, or changing, switching bias, or just putting our bias on the market saying, hey, listen, I'm going for a sell when the market is in an uptrend. So don't be like that. Be patient. It pays for you to wait. It might take some time, but the reward in the end is really lovely. And that's one of the key tips I want to leave with you guys. It pays to wait.
Yeah, it does.
It's hard, but it pays to wait. So be patient. Wait for your setup to come. Wait for the market to come to you. And once it comes to you, just execute with proper risk management.
Yeah.
Don't blow your account in one trade. And yeah, you're only one trade away from
Prosperity.
prosperity. 100% love.
That's it. So, guys, always remember to put God first in everything you do, because if He's in it, without a doubt, you will win it. I mean, trading is such a phenomenal skill. Lock in, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay connected, and don't forget to click the link in the description and join the All Stars Elite Trading Club and become a part of the family so that you can begin to make profits with us. With that said, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye, guys.